Hey, do you like wealth? Maybe you're a person that likes a little bit of prestige in their life? You like having power, even? Or hey, maybe you just want to get dinner reservations at Dorsey's. Well, you're in luck, because I'm going to show you how to do all of that with a little thing called the stock market. Whoa, look at how cool that is with all the graphs and the numbers going. And I know you don't understand any of this because you're an idiot, but don't worry. That's where I come into play, all right? I'm here to guide you through this, all right? I'm going to be the Virgil to your Dante. Now, the magical thing about the stock market is whenever you make good picks, you might actually be able to send that dumbass you call the son to Yale. Because we all know if he came from your family tree, there's no shot he's smart enough to get a scholarship. But now on the other side, if you make bad stock picks, you might as well get in your car and drive to Dr. Vasectomy's office because you're never going to have kids. It's not even a financial option at this point. Shake your money maker like somebody. Now we all know how buying a stock works, right? And if you don't, for some reason, you either went to a public school or somehow your IQ is lower than mine, and mine's really low. We're talking sub-Saharan Africa. All right, so let's say we're gonna buy this share of Apple, right, for $200, right? Let's just say $200. So I buy it, and now I own the share, and it's gonna go up, and dang, it's really going up. Whoa, hey babe, it's taking off. We are gonna be able to afford that abortion. So that's the example if it goes up. But then if it goes down, damn it, why did I listen to Jim Cramer again? Sick of this shit. So you see, it's that simple. And let's be honest, you probably just heard about stocks from GameStop a few years ago. So you thought, oh, I'm gonna go download Robinhood so I can get fucking rich. But guess what? Oh no, you bought at the peak of the squeeze. Oh, you dumbass, you bought here, and oh no, there goes all your money and all your life savings, and now you're having to see your own financial holocaust happen right in front of your eyes. You idiot. I didn't do that. And then, wait, let me guess, right? Then you just saw Beyond Meat, right? And you thought, oh my gosh, this is the next GameStop. I'm gonna get in before everybody else, and you do. And then you wake up and you see a $9,000 profit, and you're thinking, oh man, but I think it's gonna go up higher. But then, oh no, it drops, the bottom falls out, they rug pulled you. Oh no, now what? Now what? Now what are you gonna do? You can't do anything, and you just lost all the money that you could have gotten back because you're just a greedy little bastard. Now look, I know exactly what you're thinking. You're thinking, hey, but Doss, you're still young. You're in your prime of your life, just a stallion waiting to be unleashed. Why don't you just put $100 a week into the S&P 500, and in 35 years, you'll have about $1 million right when you're about to retire. Well, let me ask you a question. How does it feel to still be a virgin? Look, I'm gonna level with you, okay? I probably don't have 35 more years, okay? I've done stuff in Puerto Rico that LiveLeak would have taken down, okay? So I only have today. Now, you gotta remember what the great Warren Buffett once said. Remember to invest in highly volatile stocks that will either give you generational wealth or your 13th reason why to swan dive off your nearest Walmart. So if you're like me and you want to turn investing into gambling, then come on. I know, take my hand, it's okay. I know, come on. You gotta remember to look both ways before crossing the street to financial ruin. Okay, so let's say you found a stock that's $10 and within a month you think it's gonna go up to $20 and you want to capitalize off that, but you can't afford to buy a lot of shares because you're broke. You're fucking poor. So here's where trade options come in. So instead of paying for a few shares, you can buy a call option contract for a small premium, and you get the leverage of having 100 shares even though you don't own them. Think of it as like getting all the benefits of slave labor and being able to call it an unpaid internship. So that means that if the stock price goes higher, you can make a lot more with that call rather than your 4 measly shares, because 100 is more than 4. Or so I've been told. I'm not really sure how math works. But if you're like me and you predict the stock market about as well as a strip center psychic, you're gonna see a lot more of that risk more than the reward. Because whenever I buy a stock for $10, thinking it's gonna go up to 20, they're probably gonna go bankrupt the next day. And here we go again. I lose everything, my wife leaves me, and now I'm having to work the street corner because rent isn't free. Now, this brings us to puts. Now, puts are the same thing as a call, but the exact opposite. Meaning you think instead of going up, the stock's actually going to go down. And if it does go down, you can make money from that. Now, if you're like me and you do a put on, let's just say you're going to do a put on Apple. You can be guaranteed Steve Jobs is going to be resurrected from the grave, join back as CEO of Apple again, and take that stock to the absolute freaking stratosphere. So look, in conclusion, instead of going to the casino, I'll stay in my 400 square foot apartment and lose all my money. At least then I can let my balls hang out while I scroll through Robinhood looking for the next cryptocurrency that's gonna take off. I heard Scrotum Coin's doing pretty good. Maybe I'll bet it all on Scrotum Coin. Maybe then if it actually works out, my parents will love me.